we go.
Okay. Sorry.
Go ahead.
There you can go. I just didn't get your one. Welcome, everybody. There it is.
Oh, that was beautiful. Thank you so much. We're so excited to have you both here. Welcome, everybody. I am Mary Knish, and I am here with Mike Deaton. and we are the Music Alive series, and we're so happy you're joining us today. Mike, anything you want to start out with before I do a really quick intro?
Yeah, welcome everybody. Nice to see your faces again. And so just framing it as a reminder that this group started out based around working with seniors, and we've opened it up and gotten more flexible as we've gone along. So I don't know who you're working with or what your experience level is, but the idea is that we can incorporate many of these learnings into any number of settings. I use a lot of this stuff even when I'm not drumming or playing music and all that stuff. So just wanted to let you know a little bit about the flow of how we've progressed over the course of the past like 15 months now or so.
It's been a long time.
And I'm coming to you live from Harrisonburg, Virginia. It's a beautiful day, and I feel really alive after hearing this beautiful
Ah,
music played for me. What a privilege.
such a
Um,
gift.
so let me just remind you, Zoom, if you need to change your view, like when we spotlight someone, you can always do that by clicking in the upper right of your screen. You can change it between gallery view and speaker view, and same thing for our presenters. Like when I'm presenting, I know I don't necessarily like to be in speaker view. I want to go back to gallery view and see people's faces. So remember, you are always in control of your experience there. Thanks.
Great. All right. Thanks, Mike. And I am so happy to introduce Rhythm Bliss and Alexandra and Michael. And Alexandra, I think I met you there in Vancouver. And I think on a visit with Lulu, I had the opportunity to come to one or two of your amazing classes. And it's probably been a decade ago. I was trying to remember how long it was. Lulu, you think it's been at least 10 years, maybe more? Wow, time flies. So it is absolutely an honor and a joy and a great privilege to have you here with us today. And Alexandra's going to tell her story as she goes along. So I'm not going to do a formal introduction, but I am going to say we are so, so happy to have you here with us, both of you. So welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having us. We're excited to be here, to have this hour to share in rhythm. And really, I'm going to have an opportunity to share the yoga of rhythm, which is what I've been doing for the last, I would say, kind of building that up over the last 25 years. So I want to share that. I'm just going to make sure that, Michael, if you can just bring me some light, that would be great. So before we get going, I know that this is a group, I originally thought it was all beginner drummers and we'd be drumming from our lap, and I just learned that everybody's got instruments and you have experience. So I'm going to teach a little differently based on our group here. So if you have a drum, I'm going to be teaching from a djembe today. And any drum that is parallel to the floor that comes up to about your thighs or just below your belly button is nice. It sits on the floor so you don't have to be holding it in any restricting any limbs in order to play is ideal. So if you have a drum like that, a djembe, a conga, a palogo, a shiko drum, something like that, if you can show me your drum. If you don't have that, then I just have an idea of our positioning. I'm going to put us on gallery view. It just really helps me to know, because when we get into the yoga of playing, our positioning, our body posture is really important. Yeah, I'm seeing great drums all around. Amazing. So people have djembes, or if you have the smaller drums, I'm just going to let you know, I love the idea of having, if it has to be tilted, the drum is tilted, in order to relax and soften through your hips, it's nice to have a strap on your drum. You can either sit on a strap, and that actually, a strap, when you sit on it, you're rooting down in your sitting bones, which is actually what we want to do. In yoga, we root to rise, and that's going to get me to the next thing, which is what we need for our session. It's good to have a chair that has a firm base. You can use cushions for sure, but too soft a couch, if you're sitting on a couch like that, and we all know this as musicians, it lends itself to the slouching position. And so this is going to stop the energy flow, and it's also not the best posture for us in terms of releasing stress, physical stress. So we want to be able to sit in a position where we're comfortable. A nice firm seat is great, and preferably one that doesn't have armrests, because they can interfere with the drumming. Also, as you probably already know, your drummers, metal watches and dangly bracelets, clunky rings can interfere with the experience. Yeah, so that's important. And another thing is this is our time, and I think every time I drum, I try to make it a sense of bring awareness. And we want to bring awareness to the body. We want to bring awareness of our emotional body, what's going on in our emotions, and awareness of our mind. And when we become aware of being aware, we're in our meditation. So it's a beautiful opportunity to bring awareness to our playing, our practice. So in order to make this a nurturing and wonderful time of self-care for you, I recommend turning off notifications and alarms because they can interfere when you get into your zone. And this is a full-on experiential program, what we're doing today. So it's really one where we are just throughout the whole thing, we're going to be playing, we're going to be feeling, we're going to be breathing, we're going to be exploring, and we're going to be aligning in body with our emotional level and mental body. So really focusing in on becoming aligned. So this is a full-on experience today, and we're in it together. We're in it as a community. And what we do know in terms of the importance of community, we co-regulate together. We see each other and we make a connection and we make eye contact, and whether we're on a screen or not, it's okay. We can do this through the screen. And then from that sense of co-regulation, we're safe, we're well, we can begin to self-regulate. So I do really like for us to start in gallery view so that we can make eye contact, acknowledge that we're in this, and we're going to be sharing through the power of the pulse together. And as we begin our practice, I also really like it for me, and I encourage you to do it too, is to do a little check-in, baseline check-in. How are you doing today? How are you feeling? What's going on? So wherever you are, you can close your eyes and just imagine now that you're turning your eyes inward and opening them so that you're beginning to journey within. You might notice your breath. Don't have to change anything, but just notice how you're doing. And here you can also bring a sense of attention to maybe some of the stuff that's been weighing on you, and use this time. Use this time for you to cleanse, to purify, to release. And with our practice today, whether you've been drumming for decades or this is pretty new for you, I invite you to bring a curious enthusiasm to this class. This allows us to bring a sense of a beginner's mind, and also it brings a sense of positive energy to your practice. So an enthusiasm. Yeah, and then we can rub the palms together. And right away when we do this, if we don't think, probably that inner child knows this position, this posture, this asana, of something yummy. You know, remember when you were a kid, something yummy was going to happen. You were going to, like, you know, get your a chocolate cake. You're like, this something yummy is going to happen. We're going to get in some tasty grooves. So breathe that in. Good. I'm going to go now to my standing yoga space just to give you a little bio, tell you a little bit about myself. But before I do, I'm going to introduce you to my partner because he's going to be supporting us in rhythm today. And so he'll say a few words, and then I'll come on over to the other side, and I'll see you there. This is Michael.
Hello, everyone. So I just wanted to let you know that Alexandra and I are very honored to be live streaming to you from the unceded territories of the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh First Nations, also known as Vancouver, BC, the land of Lulu Jam and company. And you'll notice, one of the first things you'll notice is that you're all muted. And you're muted not because we don't want to hear from you. We do want to hear from you. You're muted, as you well know, as drummers who've drummed online. There are issues of latency and synchronization that make it very difficult for us to follow a pulse together unmuted. So you are muted, but we do want to hear from you. And the way we want to hear from you is through the chat function. And so feel free, if you're having any audio issues or video issues or any questions about anything, you're welcome to chat to us at any point. It doesn't disturb anyone, as I believe we'll have the chat set to host only, and I've just gone ahead and done that. So don't worry about disturbing anybody if you want to chat along to us. And then at the end of the session, do stick around because we're going to be doing a loving kindness rhythm meditation and chant all together at the end. So we look forward to that, and we'll hand it back over to Alexandra.
All right. Great. Yeah, so during the session, you can put it on speaker view. If Michael might even have that happen. And then at the end, we'll go back to the gallery view so we can all come back together and and as one. Amazing. So I'll just let Michael switch the camera over, and amazing. So as Mary mentioned, my name is Alexandra, and I was born in Santiago, Chile, and I've always loved rhythm and movement. And when I was 3 years old, I began a classical dance training, and at the age of 16, I went through a very difficult period in my life of anxiety, depression, had an eating disorder. It was a real low in my life, and it was during that time that I was initiated into the healing power of drumming by master drummer Babatunde Olatunji from Nigeria. And this powerful experience ignited a passion within me, and I began a lifelong journey of studying world rhythms. I've studied Middle Eastern, traditional African, Afro-Cuban, Brazilian, and some Indian drumming from master drummers from across the globe. And in 2003, I founded a drum school which had a focus on nurturing the joy, the connection, and the serenity inherent in hand drumming, as that's what had saved me. Now scientific research, as you know, has confirmed what Babatunde was teaching us decades and decades ago. Drumming reduces stress, reduces the pain response, improves our mood, bolsters immunity, helps to cut addictive negative patterns and behaviors, and helps us to release negative emotion and trauma. With a focus of wanting my students to receive the most benefit from the hand drumming experience, I began to infuse yoga philosophy, mindful movement, and meditation practices that I'd learned as a yoga and a Pilates instructor. So Rhythm Bliss is a blending of these ancient healing practices, but it's highly informed by my students over the last 20, 30 years. And what I have found time and time again from my students is that we receive the most health benefit from our drumming when we first connect to our bodies and we connect to our breath and then connect that to the powerful beat of the drum. So for you to receive the most benefit from this experience today, there are two crucial elements. And the first one is that we understand what is mindfulness and what is mindful hand drumming. A wonderful meditation teacher, Tara Brach, speaks about mindfulness like a bird with two wings. And these two wings are necessary for the bird to take flight. And the first wing is the wing of non-judgmental observation, simple awareness. Doesn't matter what you look like. It doesn't matter what you sound like. You're just in the moment, in the groove. And the next is the wing of loving kindness. So we're going to be infusing our rhythm practice, or our movement and breath practice, with a gentleness, compassion, and loving kindness. The next crucial element for you to receive the most benefit is that you're discerning. Change it up and modify to fit your needs. So if I'm doing a movement exercise and you're restricted, then follow what you need to do in order to make it right for you. You're doing it right when it feels good in your body. Same with any breathing exercises we're doing. If it feels confusing or you get dizzy or don't feel comfortable, please skip it out. Nice full breaths, do what feels good for you. And same with the rhythms. If they are too simple for you, add a little more complexity, start improvising. If it's too complicated, we'll simplify, and I'll be sharing ways to do that. So let's get ready. So a good thing to do now is to stand up, shake out your legs, find a place where you can move around and where you're not going to hit anything. And a good way to start is actually just to let your arms swing around like this. And I like this pose because I think of a carefree child that's just swinging the arms, just very loose. The arms are completely relaxed. And right here I'm doing it's a very gentle twist. And you can think of this as an unwinding and a dropping the mind down to the body. So as you're doing this beautiful little twist, playful twist, arms relaxed, shoulders relaxed, fingers relaxed, just begin to unwind. Let your breath be natural here. Good, and slowly make the movement smaller and smaller until you come to stillness. And then just a little bounce here. Just let your body bounce. Relax your toes. Can you feel the soles of your feet? You're getting a little massage for your feet here. And we're beginning to loosen up any heaviness that we feel in the body. We're also beginning to loosen up any heaviness we feel in the mind, perhaps any heaviness you feel in your heart. Just begin to do a gentle bounce. You can think Jello, loosening it up. Good. Let your shoulders soften as you're bouncing. This should feel playful and fun, soft, buoyant in the knees. We're going to begin to bring a breath into this. Take a breath in through your nose if you can, full and deep. And then exhale out your mouth, a cleansing breath as you make the movement a bit bigger, releasing out any heaviness out through the base of your feet. And you can do this sitting down if that's preferable. Take another breath, inhale. Maybe a smaller bounce as you fill up. And then as you exhale, loosen it out, shake it out, and send it out through the base of your feet, out through the mouth, cleansing breath. And one more like that, filling up completely. Close your eyes if that feels all right. And then, release. Amazing. Come to stillness now, palms facing forward, spine nice and long, and just notice how that movement feels in your body. Perhaps you feel a vibration, a warmth, an aliveness. Let's bring awareness to our feet. Make sure your feet are about hip or shoulder distance apart. And shift your weight a little bit into the balls and then the heels of your feet until you feel that you're balanced on the feet, between the balls and the heels and between the right and the left side, beginning to find a sense of balance, equanimity. Good. And let's have the knees straight but not locked. So you don't want to lock them out. What does that feel like? Maybe an invisible bend. Good. Can we narrow in through the hips and feel a sense of engaging through the pelvic floor? And as we do that, we can lift the inner arches a little bit, draw the inner thighs in, just becoming aware of your posture and your positioning, just becoming aligned in our physical bodies. Good. And now can you slide your low ribs in and create space between your hips and your ribs? Take a breath. What does that feel like? It's so nice, decompressing the bones in the spine. Good. And my face and my skin stay soft, so I'm not tight and hard, but rather just feeling a gentle lift as I root the feet down. Good. Now can we broaden the collarbones? And I want you to imagine that there's a string on both sides and they're getting wider. It's subtle. Just notice that sense of broadening. This gives us a sense of confidence. Good. Now slide your chin in. So you can make a double chin. The double chin here is sexy. And then lift the top of your head up towards the sky. And you can even tap right here. Tap, tap, tap on the crown. Your head, just right there. Good. And then take a breath. And then feel that expansion there. Beautiful. I'm going to do a nice little exercise here. We inhale the palms down, and here we're absorbing the earth chi, the beautiful nutrition of the earth as the palms come down. Then you're going to flip your palms up, reach up towards the sky, gathering warm, healing light, sunlight, and like a waterfall of light, healing energy, let it come down through the front of your body, cleansing and clearing any stresses. You let them go, let them release down to Mother Earth, the great recycler. Take another breath, inhale. Flip your palms up towards the sky, gathering the heavenly light, golden light. And now as you exhale, feel this cleansing light coming through the back of your body like a waterfall, healing, cleansing, releasing and letting it all fall down. And one more breath like that, inhale. Reaching up, elongating your spine, reaching to the heavens, and then bringing down healing light right through the center of your body as you exhale through your brain, your internal organs, right out through the base of your feet. Keep breathing, smooth, complete breaths. Inhale up. Exhale, engage as you arc up and over to the side. Good, let that arm soften. Notice how you can be engaging your abdominal muscles and relaxing your shoulder and your jaw. There's a coordination right there, great for drummers. Inhale up. And now engage as you exhale, arc up and over the other side and soften that arm. Relax the jaw. Good. Inhale up. And now your option to bring your arms up and over if that feels okay, arcing up and over to your right. Shift your weight a little bit onto your left foot. Good. Breathe into the intercostal muscles there at the left side. That should feel nice. Good. Inhale, reach up. And then as you exhale, arc up and over the other way, with or without your arms. Take a breath. Inhale and breathe into there. And then as you exhale, engage, deepen the bend maybe. And then inhale, reach up. Good. And then let's just soften the hips as you exhale down. Good. Let the arms be nice and relaxed. Bring the arms in front of you here. Just circle them around. I'm moving my hips here and my hands, lubricating the wrist joints. Good. Maybe up and down. Good. Maybe one up, one down. Amazing. Let's dancing fingers here. Good. One more little exercise with a twist. Inhale, up, and then a little twist here, reaching, opening. Good. It's like you're meeting the day, you're meeting this moment. Inhale, and twist the other way, reaching and opening. A nice one, and come back. And now just bring your arms up, interlace your fingers, and press your palms forward as you send your mid-back behind you, tilt your pelvis under. Breathe into the space between your shoulder blades, and you can do a gentle sway here. This is very nice. We want to open up through the chest and the back body. Good. Inhale, reach up. And we're going to end with my favorite one. I call this the counter computer pose. You're going to just send your hands behind your back, palms, fingers pointing down, bring your elbows towards each other, and then you can take a little breath and just lift your chest. We're going to keep the back of the neck nice and long. This is really nice. Core, draw your inner thighs in, and it's also a chest opener. This is what we need a lot right now. Everybody probably is going, oh, I want to open up and through there. Okay, I'm going to meet you in the dance space. Take one more breath like that, and I'll see you there in the drumming space. I'll see you in the drum space, yeah. So you're going to go to your chair and your drum. Good. Keep the length as you come back. Notice the broadening through here. It just feels nice, doesn't it? So why we do these exercises, when we're drumming, we want to keep the sense of connection to the whole upper body being open so that we can receive the beautiful vibration of the drum right up and down the pranic highway. Good. So our sitting position, real quick, I'm going to get into it because for mindful drumming, we want to have awareness of the body when we're playing. What I recommend, so this is a bit of Pilates here. If you feel tired and it's feeling like you need a break, stop, get up, shake it out. You can take breaks or have some pillows behind. If you have a backrest, have some pillows behind between your spine and the backrest and rest into it for a little bit. I would rather that than you going into this kind of position with drumming, because we want to have a great habit of playing with a posture that's going to be conducive to our health and our wellness. So this drumming time is really a good opportunity. We can strengthen our stabilizing muscles while we're playing. When I started teaching like this, it just really changed the way my students felt after class. They just were more open, really felt lifted. And we know now that our mood changes by the way that we're moving our body and how our positioning. So while we're drumming today, I'm going to keep reminding us to bring awareness to our posture and our positioning. You're sitting forward in your chair. And I like to use a strap for my drum, like I said, so that I can soften in through the hips. What I've learned along the way is that a lot of us carry trauma in the hips. And so we're drumming and we're gripping in through the hips, and we're not allowing the beautiful vibration of the drum to release tension in that through the hips. So by using a strap, you can bring attention to breathing and releasing any tension that you have in the hip area. So I would recommend exploring that if you haven't already. If you have tender knees, place your ankles underneath your knees. That's going to make your knees very happy. Sometimes people cross their legs in front, and that might be better for you, especially if you're tall, because it's going to be uncomfortable for you to sit with your feet right down. It might be hard for your spine. So then you can cross your legs if that's good for you. All right. So we want to just quickly, I call this one the gentle sway, and we just want to feel the sitting bones. You can close your eyes here and just go side to side and notice your sitting bones. So important, because we're going to root to rise. We're rooting onto the feet, and we're also rooting in the sitting bones. So just come into that place of feeling the two sides, bring a balance, and then sit nice and evenly on the two sides. Good. And from there, we're gonna lengthen up, and we're just gonna take our hands and we're going to rumble on the drum. And you can, if you want to, you can also do this on your thighs. It's a nice way to massage your thighs as well. So just take your hands, place them on the drum, and we're gonna breathe. Inhale, in through the nose, suspend the breath, fill up completely, and then exhale. That helps you release slowly. Inhale, expanding and filling up. Feel the fullness, and then let all the air out before you take your full, complete next breath. Suspend, and now. Excellent. I'm going to be sharing Babatunde Olatunji's Gundun Godo Pata method. This is Babatunde was the beautiful teacher who shared the love and joy and beauty of drumming with so many of us. In fact, I would say that he is why so many of us are drumming today. If you weren't directly touched by him, you were probably touched by a teacher who was touched by him, Babatunde Olatunji. So I love to honor him. He was my teacher, and every time I do a facilitate, I always feel like he's present and with me. So thank you, Baba. Gundun Godo Pata. Starting with the gun, we're just going to start simple, and then I know you guys are already drummers, so we're going to kind of go a little spicier today. So let's just start with our gun. Chicka goon, 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 goon. Goon, 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 goon. Goon, 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 goon. Alternating hands. Can you feel a sense of balance between the two hands? Good, 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 good. Keep going right there. This one, good, is grounding, connection to Mother Earth. And when Michael's doing his goon, see if you can take an inhalation breath. Let's try it. Goon, 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 inhale. Goon, 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 goon. Goon, 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 goon. Goon, 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 goon. Goon, 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 goon. Adding on, we do a go-do, 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 go-do. Thumbs out of the way, fingers together. Go-do, 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 go-do. Go-do, 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 go-do. Go-do, 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 go-do. Go-do, 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 go-do. Eyes on me, goon, 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 go-do, 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 go-do. 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 Go-do, go-do, eyes on me, goon, goon. Cross through the midline, go-do, 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 goon. Ha, ha. Beginning to release out tension. Ha, ha, go-do, go-do. Activating the right and the left hemispheres of the brain. Go-do, balance and symmetry. Goon, goon, release. Mahe, with a breath. Goon, goon. Ha, ha. So releasing out tension and stress. Here we go. Let go. more. Oh yeah, one ha, shaka-dee-dee-dee-dee. We say ha, that's right. Now you know the mind is kind of busy. You have all these thoughts. We get to slap out the stuff that doesn't serve. One more. So in the body, the goon, grounding, the root, connection. I'm safe, I'm here, I'm connected, I'm part of something. Godo, heart open. We release out emotions that don't serve us there. And we broaden through the chest. We start feeling that connection with each other. The crown, we take out what doesn't serve. And then we come back to the goon. Ready? Hey, we're doing a little groovy ride up and down the pranic highway. It goes goon, 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 godo, godo. Chicken in my head, a godo, godo. Hey, 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 godo, godo. Hey, hey, godo, godo. Goon, 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 godo, godo. Grounding, heart lift, ground. Hey, hey, my head, godo, godo. Hey, 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 papa. Chicken with my head, godo, godo. Godo, godo. Godo, godo. Hey, hey, hey. The magic is in the pulse. You can stay right here if that feels good. Hit, hit, hit. You want to bring a little more coordination, a little bit more abrasion. Goon, goon. Cross through the midline. Godo, godo. Goon, goon. Leg go. Up, up. Goon, goon. Ha, ha. Godo, godo. Ha, ha. Godo, godo. Goon, goon. Ha, ha. Godo, godo. Goon, goon. Ha, ha. Godo, godo. Goon, goon. Ha, ha. Godo, godo. Hey, hey, godo. Hey, hey, you can simplify. Godo, godo. You can do that. That's beautiful. Godo, godo. Let go. Maybe a little something else there. Godo, godo. Gonna let go. Godo, godo. Check it out. Let go. Goon, goon, ha, ha. Godo, godo. Goon, goon, hey, godo. One more. Goon, goon, check it out. Godo, godo. Goon, goon, check out. Hey, goon, goon. I feel the pulse, the heartbeat pulse. All right, my friends. For a moment here, a little bit of a yoga. Scapular stabilization here. Let's just feel this one. You can do it with a drum. You can even do it with two thighs. Feels nice like this too. I like it like that. So here, what we want to do is become aware of what the torso is doing. Can we keep it still and find a range of motion in the arms? And notice how, so we're not doing this. This is what we don't want to do that. We'll throw it out. Our core, our stability. And then the arms move gracefully in the shoulder socket. The arms are extensions of the heart. And what's going to allow us to move? Our breath. Watch. Exhale. Engage as you exhale. I'm feeling my core, as I exhale, I engage, and then I have freedom, As you're doing this, can you soften through the arms? Powerful breath. Inhale. Release out tension. Two more. Maybe a heartbeat rhythm here, and a go rhythm of the heartbeat, a rhythm of the heartbeat, a rhythm of the heartbeat rhythm. I like this one with 2 hands, and you got Michael playing it there. I'll do, try both hands. Can you feel them kind of releasing the shoulder shrug? It's a nice releasing. And as I do the shoulder shrug, I visualize a waterfall, just kind of as I exhale, like any tension, I'm just letting it roll off my shoulders. And bring it down. Yeah. Nice. And last one. Warm up. A little bit spicier, so hopefully, I know it's a little bit fast. I would never do a beginner class like that, but I know you guys are rhythm and musical people, so let's just do a little bit of circle here. This is a Sufi circle. Just let the circle here happen. It can be bigger or smaller. Close your eyes. And if at any time, if that breathing made you feel at all dizzy, it's powerful breath. We get a little high on our supply. If you feel a little bit dizzy, just put your hands together and pretend you're reading a book. And that'll help to settle that down. Good. So you've gone in both directions, hopefully. If you haven't, keep going. And you can bring your shoulders into it. Good. And then just make yourself yawn, like, and then stretch your arms out. Nice, beautiful stretch for the arms there. Good for drummers. And then circle, shoulders up. And then exhale, back and down. So today we're talking about balancing the mind, body, spirit. And this is a big part of the yoga practice, is to unify, is to come together as one, to yoke. Yoga means to yoke. And one of the aspects that we can bring attention to is how in our gut we have an intelligence. In fact, the first nervous system that we have, the reptilian nervous system, the intelligence of the gut, in charge of digestion and reproduction, all of this is survival here. And the gut intelligence needs to be balanced with the heart intelligence. We have another intelligence, our heart. A lot of our emotions get built up around here, and sometimes we close up and we don't even want to or know that we do. And then the drumming is an opportunity where we can begin to release out some of that emotional stuff. So just awareness of that heart connection. And then we have the mental, the mind activity, the head intelligence, and this one often needs a clearing in order for it to calm. And so when we yoke and we unify these intelligences, our different centers of our body, we then become aligned. And when we're aligned, we open up to feeling and being part of the great mystery. But when we're not aligned, sometimes we don't read cues very well. It's hard to make the connections. It's hard to feel that sense of oneness and awe of being, of presence. So when we do this work of alignment, we can actually come into awareness of awareness in our meditation. So for me, the drumming practice has been my teacher for meditation. And meditation is being aware, not just of the physical body or the heart or emotional body and the mental body, but also awareness of awareness itself. And that for me is a bigger picture of what we do when we're drumming. So really, drumming and yoga have yoked together in my life. And I'm going to teach you a rhythm that Baba Tunde, I learned this when I was 16 years old, and I'm now 53, and I've been playing this rhythm for that long. And some of you may know this. Baba Tunde taught this as the introduction to 6/8 rhythms, what you might call 12/8, doesn't matter. They're rhythms that swinging grooves. And a lot of the spiritual music in West African music is played in this time signature. Same with in Cuba, where I studied with the Santeria people. The spiritual music is played in this swinging 12/8 type of pulse, and it's a nice one to play. And this rhythm has within it, it starts off quite, you can build on this rhythm, and it's brilliant that Baba Tunde taught this, and it moves through me in a very yogic way. So I'm going to share it with you the way that I feel it, and I just want to honor Baba Tunde again because this came from him, and this is my interpretation of this rhythm. All right, so starting with that grounding, that root, that gut intelligence, we get into that reptilian brain, and it's one where we want to feel it. Just real elemental connection. Gungodo, 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 gungodo. We say gungo do, gungo do. Now notice how I'm doing a double, right, right, left, right, right, left. Keep going. Let's see if I can get a little, do I have a little bracelet? Oh no, it's not there. Gungo do, gungo do, gungo do, gung. Thank you. So you can see my right, my left. It helps. Gungo do, gungo do, gungo do. Yep. A grounding connection to Mother Earth here. That's ha-ba-de, gungo do, gungo do, and let it go. Chick-o-ma-de, ha-ba-de, gungo do, gungo do, gungo do. That's it. This is our grounding rhythm. Beautiful little swinging groove. Gungo do, gungo do, gungo do. Let's keep doing this. Look at Michael playing a beautiful tune pattern. Let's see if we can get garanga do. De-gang, ge-gang, de-gang, ge-gang, yeah. And let it go, and go with the flow. Hey, and let it go, and go with the flow, yeah. And let it go, and go with the flow. That's it. And let it go, and go with the flow. Ah, yeah. Let it go, and go with the flow. Good. So just to show you his part, because you guys are drummers, so you may be interested. So that pulse, that shuffle, that is the bell pattern, and this rhythm that he's playing, just to tell you where it came from, years and years of teaching. There's a beautiful rhythm called Garangadon. It's a West African Malinki rhythm, and I love this rhythm. And I was playing it in a more advanced class because it's a more advanced rhythm. And what ended up happening was a variation of one of the dune patterns stuck with me, and I started saying, oh, let it go and go with the flow, because this rhythm that Baba teaches, it starts with this sense of connection to the root, and then we move to the heart, and then we move to the crown with all of these different patterns that build. And so underneath it, the mother drum is saying, hey, let it go and go with the flow. Just get into the presence, into the music. So I wanted to introduce this for you because as you're playing this rhythm, if you have more experience, you might be able to hear this mother drum and that message of let it go and go with the flow so that you can be in the now, in the presence. So I'll show it to you, and you might even just want to groove with that for advanced drummers, right? So there's the shuffle. Slow down. Shuffle, 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 shuffle. Now, when I practice dunes on a djembe, I play on the ball of my finger. It's a lot of my middle finger and a little bit of the other ones. Don't play on the little bones. My pulse is there. Ta 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 ta. You want to put it there? Yeah. Thank you, Michael. He's awesome. Isn't he awesome? So lucky. Right, Mary? We have a Michael. We both have a Michael. Okay. And let it go. And go with the flow. And let it go. And go with the flow. It goes together. And let it go. And go with the flow. And let it go. And go with the flow. You can put your hand on the bass. Go, 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 go. And let it go. And go with the flow. Oh yeah, oh yeah. And let only if this works for you. Don't do this is advanced. You're with me otherwise. Go, go, go. I like this pattern. It feels good. Get into the yoga of rhythm, grounding, the root, the gut intelligence. And go slow. One. And go do go do goon go do go do goon ha goon. Remember we practiced that ha heart opening. Ha, we move the energy to the heart intelligence. Ha 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 goon go do goon ha. Again, that double on the dominant. Right, right, left, right, left, right. Ha right, right, left, right, left. Oh my hey goon go do goon ha. Ha, goon go do. One more time. I just want to share why do I do the right hand all the time there, because if I have two drums, Babatunde played a shiko drums. He played with two drums. Or the first rhythm, goon go do, goon go do, goon go do, goon go do. He could go to the goon. If he had the dominant, just a little bit, I'm throwing a lot in there for you. Okay, so if you have the rhythms I'm teaching on a djembe, you could play on congas. You could play any two drums as well. And what we're doing is allowing the hand to move gracefully from one drum to the other. If you were trying to get over there with your non-dominant hand, this I can do beautifully on a djembe. But once I'm going here, that's going to get hard. I'm going to have to cross over. So that's why I'm teaching you a technique that allows you to flow gracefully from one drum to two drums. You could play on a frame drum as well. Here I could play easily with the frame drum. It's hard to get to the goon, the low doom, what's called, with a non-dominant hand. So this is beautiful universal practice of learning handing to allow you to play many, many different instruments. And it works beautifully with a hung as well, right? Okay, so let's practice the heart. So notice how we're moving from the gut intelligence, balancing this out, aligning it with the heart. Goon, go, do, go, do. Purifying, releasing how it doesn't serve, and we put it in a groove. And we let it go with the flow. Here we go. And let it go. Goon, ha, goon, go, do, go, do, goon, ha, goon, go, do, go, do, goon, ha, hey, goon, go, do, ha, ha, ha. Crown lifting, the attention here. Goon go do go do goon pata, 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 goon go do go do goon pata. Now you can create your own thing. This is your pulse. You can goon go do, or you can play a shamanic drum and bring attention to the gut, the heart, and the crown as I'm playing the rhythms for you. It's your choice. Goon go do go do goon pata, goon go do go do goon pata, ya ma hey, ma hey, goon go do go do goon pata, goon go do go do goon pata, goon go do go do goon pata, hey. play this one, you can play any one, and I just want you to feel energy moving up and down the spine freely, just letting go and playing Here's My Pulse. You can just play that. Anything you want to do. Hey, hey, yeah. Okay. The break. We're gonna put it all together. Oh, there's not a lot of time, it doesn't matter. Go, 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 go. So if you haven't done this rhythm before, this is a call to start or end a lot of these patterns, like universal break for the swinging grooves. And I like to do this. Just kind of clear out anything. Just let it go away. You let it go here. One more time like that. So what I'd like to do, I know we don't have a lot of time, instead of doing the loving kindness, because I'd rather just complete the yoga of rhythm. There's so many things we could share, but I think to complete this cycle, I would like to put it all together, starting with that goon, and you can bring your attention. Like I had said, you can play a beautiful way to practice is with a shamanic drum, a frame drum, and a stick, and bring your awareness to the different areas. Really, when we're working with trauma, when we're working with emotions, and we're working with, challenging situations, we don't want rhythms that are going to be complicated. I'm offering here a much more advanced rhythm because you guys are musicians and have experience with drumming. You all have drums. So we're getting into how we can use the drum. Originally, the drum was played for healing, where the drummer was healing the people. The drummer was the psychiatrist of the people. This comes from Yaya Diallo's book, The Healing Drum, The Healing Power of Drumming. And he speaks about this, how the drummers were the psychiatrists of the people. And so if you see how when the drummers they're focused, they're giving all of their power to heal somebody who is probably doing some movement to release out. This is how they use the body for healing. We've gotten so stuck in our head. We need to get into the movement and move the energy, because we hold trauma in the body. This has been a huge part of my learning, my teaching, and my own healing and healing with other people. So with mindful hand drumming, and what I'm inviting here is that we take the drums and we make the drums healing now for ourselves. So how we're going to play is going to be different than what maybe Baba Tunde taught as a performer and as a healer to others. I'm inviting you to make it work for you. Maybe playing a little bit more gently. Maybe not, doesn't matter how the tones come out. What matters is your intention of bringing in the healing and using the drum as a tool for your healing. Vibration is a tool to move energies that don't serve. So as we end today, because I know we're at time, let's just go through those 3 rhythms that we learned. And the last section, I wanted to leave it open for you to just create your own rhythm, your own flow. And so we'll just do one section of that, going from the root to the heart. You can think of this as the bottom triangle of the central channel. You can think about this as the upper triangle of the central channel. You can think of these 2 triangles, they come together. And the heart chakra, the shape, the symbol, is the 6-point star. The bottom triangle come together. It's a beautiful way to think about it. So the star, this is the anahata, the heart chakra. So as these get balanced and aligned, we are in connection. All right, so let's just go real quick, because I know we have just 2 minutes, but I want to or 2 minutes over. Okay, so 2 minutes over. Let's just do real quick. Shall we do that? Okay. Boom ba ba, boom ba da ra ba ba. Here we go. Ground. Ay, ba ba ba, and let it go with the flow. Hey. Relax your hips. Relax your gut. Adding on the heart we go. Boom ba da ba da. Ha. 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 da. Mm-hmm. And then we send love to each other. And then we give some blessings, prayers for healing and courage to those who need it. Last one. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you, Alexandra.
Thank you for sharing. I'd love to come over to the other side so I can see you. And if you have any questions or anything, I know we went a little over time. I think we started a little bit late too, so if you're okay with the time, if you have any questions about what we did today, really focused in on the yoga, because I know you guys are musicians, and so instead of going with musical experience, I really wanted to share my healing journey of rhythm and yoga and movement. I come to drumming as a dancer, and I drummed for dancers for about 12 years. I worked quite a lot with dancers, and so I feel rhythms in my body, and I like to move it, and I noticed for myself that some of the best healing I've ever done was somatic. Just getting it out of the body. Just the head alone doesn't quite do it. And when we loosen out the stuff here and the motions here, you may even, from today, perhaps even had a feeling that there's something that you need to go a little deeper into. And so this can be a wonderful experience of loosening things up and then seeing a mental health professional, a psychologist, psychiatrist, or anyone that you know that you can talk to and do some healing work around once you begin to, because sometimes we don't even understand intellectually what's happening in the body. The body is incredibly wise, and when we connect the different intelligence centers, we have a wisdom that is beyond our comprehension.
Yeah, I'm just putting the name of that Alpha Yaya
Beautiful.
book in the chat there. The Healing Drum African Wisdom Teachings.
It's beautiful. You know, my mother is a psychiatrist, and when I was depressed and going through my absolutely terrible time, like serious major depression at 16, I started studying she put me in everything. Transcendental meditation. I did the loving kindness meditation. We followed Swami Sham in India. There was my mother was one of those psychiatrists that believed very much in meditation right along with medication, but she was really a big, always meditation first. And so she was one of the first psychiatrists in Vancouver, where I live, who started doing research at the University of British Columbia on mindfulness. So I grew up with this idea of holistic healing being something that was very broad. And when I found Babatunde, I said to my mom, this is bigger than anything I've ever done. This blew my mind. And when I said this ignited a passion within me, that a flame that never burnt out, as you can see, here I am at 53, so excited about sharing it. Whether I have one person that I'm drumming with or 500 or 1,000, I'm just as excited, because there's something so beautiful about having that opportunity to connect and feel like we're part of something, that we're good enough, just the way that we are. Baba showed that through the healing drum.
Wow, thank you so much. I feel so much better than I did when we started. That was amazing. What a beautiful body of work that you are working with and creating. And thank you, Michael. Oh my gosh, it was just the teamwork, and the whole session was such a beautiful flow. Wow.
I gotta say, you all raised the bar. You really showed us what's possible with Zoom, with time and arrangement and collaboration.
Yep.
That's fantastic.
How were the rhythms? Did I go a little over too fast a little bit, or were we okay?
I don't know about everybody else. I loved it. I think the group, knowing what I know about the group here, I think it was perfect.
Oh, good. Well, I just want you to also know we offer 4 classes, weekly live stream classes, which we've been doing since the beginning of the pandemic. So it's been a while now. And we offer these 4 levels. So that the rhythm meditators who've been with us for a long time, like Lulu, who's been drumming since the beginning. In fact, Lulu was one of my
Since the
mentors.
beginning of time, really.
Since the beginning of time. Over like 20 years in the studio here, 18 years at least. And so we have more advanced drummers. So we do that yoga of rhythm at different levels. And for the beginners, it's more of that shamanic drumming because we want to be simple and find the pulse and come into it. So I just wanted to say that if you ever want to join us at Rhythm Bliss, we'd love for you to come and continue on the journey of learning and growing and healing and sharing.
I'm inspired. You're going to see me there. That was just so beautiful. Anybody have any questions? Is there anything from the group you can unmute and ask?
I just put the link in the chat there for anybody watching the video later. It's rhythmbliss.com.
Thank you.
And the experiential, thank you so much for really doing a deep dive into the experiential today. That was really such a huge gift. I mean, thank you. Wow,
Thank
wow,
you for
wow.
having us.
And
Yeah.
I really love that Baba entered your life at such a place.
Amazing.
Like positive male role models are hard to come by. I love the idea of this 16-year-old young woman sitting down and being handed the power of strumming by Baba. Love it so much.
Me too.
So I'm going to mention next week also, if that's all right, Mary. I'll just
Yeah,
segue right
please.
into that.
Thank you.
Because, part of what I hear you saying, Alexandra, is, this stuff like helped save your life in some ways, maybe. And our guest next week, Jim Donovan, one of my best friends and mentors, is going to be doing the same thing. He's going to be sharing basically what saved his life. He's been very near death, and he's going to be sharing it's very much based in drumming and breathing and yoga influence and very similar as well. So join us next week. That's going to be powerful as well.
Yes, and Jim Donovan, actually, I know him from Rusted Root days. I said, wow, that was one of my favorite bands. So I was like, yay! He's coming from being an extraordinary musician and then shifting and creating this amazing body of work as well. So, and then
Let's give them another hand. If we
Oh,
really
yeah.
throw your mics open, give them a big woohoo and thank you and all that good
so
stuff.
much.
Woo!
Everybody,
Thank you, thank you,
unmute
thank you,
and say
thank you, thank you.
Fabulous.
Beautiful, so joyful. Yay.
Namaste.
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 That was
Thank
really
you
good.
so much.
That was exquisite.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right,
care.
hope to see you all next week.
Thank you, Mary.
Bye-bye.
Didn't
Thank you,
say
Lisa
that,
Ray.
Thank you,
I forgot
Michael.
to say it's by donation, so you can go to the Music for People's site if you'd like to donate to keeping this alive.
All right.
We always forget to say that, but most of you know that anyway. Thank you so much, everybody.
That was really great.
Great. It was.
I guess they're gone.
They are gone. Yeah.
How quickly people come and go.
I know.
Yeah, we're a little bit over, so they might have had another engagement or something.
Yeah. That
They,
Have a
they-
beautiful
they
week,
just did a
everybody.
class. I was